Hey everybody, it's Jason from the Texas Gun Vault, and today I'm coming to you with a product review. Now this product is called the MagPump, and I guess that's the model and the manufacturer. Now this was given to me to review once again from my good friend Jack. Yeah, he's let me borrow a bunch of guns, but this time he's letting me borrow a product. Now this is something I was completely unaware of. And it's mainly because I don't really have much problem loading magazines. Now, I have reviewed the Uplula magazine loader in the past, and that's a very small and portable handheld mag loader, and it honestly did work as advertised and made loading magazines, especially at the range, kind of easy. But this device obviously is a lot larger. I think it's more for home use. So you load your magazines at home and then take them to the range. It says here loads magazines in less than 1 second per round, the fastest and easiest way to load magazines. This particular model is for 9mm Luger, and it says compatible with 9mm double stack magazines for Glock, SIG, Smith & Wesson, Springfield Armory, Ruger, and CZ. It has these specific models here on the side. Now first off, you notice it doesn't say Beretta. I think that's a big downside to this thing. I know the Beretta platform is one of the most popular pistols in the United States. But then when it talks about the CZ platform, it says only the P10 orange follower. So you can't use CZ75 magazines in this. But it looks like it's compatible with most Glock models and the SIG P320, which I brought a magazine for that and a Glock magazine out here. Now I have not used this, I will admit. I did take it out of the box and check out how to use it using the instruction manual. But let's unbox it, I'll show you what comes in it. We'll put it together and we're gonna see if this thing actually works as advertised. Alright, so here's the box that it comes with. I pretty much already said what it says on the box. Let's open this thing up. And it does come in 2 big pieces, and you have a bunch of adapters for different types of pistols. So here's all the instructions. You have the base, and you have this hopper here. Now to be very honest with you, just looking at it, I'm not really sure how mechanically it works. So maybe this thing runs on magic. I have no idea. As I said, I have not tried it out, and we're gonna see if it actually works here on camera. I did put it together one time, so I think the top goes on like that. You have these pins which connect the 2 parts. And what really confuses me about this is you're supposed to be able to put the ammunition here into the hopper randomly. You don't have to put it in any direction. And supposedly it organizes it as it goes down through the channel and feeds into the magazine. It aligns the rounds like they're supposed to be. So I have no idea how that works. Now you have these adapters where the magazine goes, and these are removable. Let me see which one is in here currently. So you pinch this together and you can pull out the adapter. This one says Sig Sauer. You have one for Springfield Armory, Glock, Smith & Wesson, CZ. I believe there's one more here, and this one is Ruger. Well, we're going to try the Glock one first. This is probably the most ubiquitous magazine there is. You have these little sides here you get a pinch in to get into the slot. It snaps right in. And according to the magazine, if you take a Glock magazine, and in case you're wondering, this is a Glock 10 round mag designed for a Glock 19. And the reason I'm using this versus the standard double stack is just to see if this thing will work with a 10 round mag versus the standard double stack. But the feed lip should be exactly the same thing. You're supposed to pop it in here, it snaps in, and then you push this in and it snaps into place. And that seems to work. So that is in there solid, like so. Okay, so it's not moving. And the way that you would release it, there's a lever here. You push this up and you should be able to pull it back out. So I'm gonna pop it back in there, and it definitely looks like it's solid. So I got a bunch of random ammunition here. Most of it is hollow point. So I'm going to assume that this thing should be able to feed ball ammo, but we're gonna see if it feeds hollow points. I'm just gonna dump it into the hopper there. I did drop a round, so let me pick that up. All right, so those rounds are just in there randomly. And according to the instruction, if I push this lever down, and then let it come all the way back up. I'll do this a number of times. It begins the feeding operation, and it should load this magazine. So let's actually see if this thing works. I have no idea if it's going to. All right, so seems like it's stuck there. Nope, it's still going. I'll just keep pumping it. I see the rounds falling into the bottom of the hopper here. And I'll just keep pumping away and let's see what happens. Well, I do see the magazine follower moving. Sometimes it doesn't always pick up a round. Okay, so I seem to have a stoppage here. It's not moving anymore. So let me release the magazine, see what we got going on here. Okay, so there are rounds in the magazine, and it appears we're up to 7 rounds. I don't know what stopped it. I'll put it back in here again, see if that makes any difference. Okay, it's loading again. Let's see now. Okay, so now we're at 9 rounds. I don't know why it stops. Okay, and that loaded the 10th round right there. Wow, so I have no idea how that thing actually works, but it does seem to work, and maybe you just kind of have to find a rhythm with it. So let me unload this magazine again, and we'll try it once more. So put those rounds back in there randomly. Magazine snapped back in, and here we go. I definitely see the follower moving, and it's really easy to load. See, now it's not always picking up a round. I don't know why. I hear them and feel them following down into the internal mechanism, and then sometimes it moves, sometimes it doesn't. All right. So that magazine appears to be fully loaded again. Okay, this thing does work. It might not be as efficient as advertised, but I guess if you're going to load a ton of magazines, this thing would save you a lot of time, and using this lever is relatively easy. All right, so let's change out this adapter here, and let's try out this SIG P320 magazine. So we'll take the adapter out, and let's find the one for Sig Sauer. So here it is, Sig Sauer. Pop that in there. Here's the magazine for this one. All right. All right, so that one does not slide in as easy. Let's see here. I do see the points of contact where it's supposed to slide into the mag catch. Let's see if I can get that in there. Okay, that's solid right there. Let's push that in. I guess we're good to go. All right, so let's try this now. All right, so that's not working. It's definitely locked in. And let's see if there's even, nope, not a round in there. So let's try this again. Of course, make sure the magazine goes in right. Okay, snapped in, locked in. Let's try this again. And this one does not seem to want to take. I'm not really sure why. Yep, no round loaded, and I see there is a round in there ready to load into the magazine. All right, so this thing seems to work pretty well with Glock. Let me try this again with the Glock and see if it still works with that. I don't know why. This is a 320 magazine, and it does say SIG P320. All right, so let's go back to the Glock adapter really fast. If I can find it, here it is. Glock adapter. And this one is working. Well, now it stopped again. We just seem to have these stoppages from time to time. But it does seem to work, especially on the Glocks. And there we go, another loaded Glock magazine. So I'm not really sure why it's not feeding into the 320 magazine. This is a standard 320 magazine, and it says it should, but it seems to work well on the Glock. So I guess this is kind of a cool item. I don't know if I would personally get much use out of it, but maybe if you're somebody that likes to load all of your magazines before you go to the range, and you can kind of figure out what works best in this thing, probably Glocks, and you can load them pretty fast and just want to save time that way, it might be something worth having. I don't know, for me, the practicality of having to deal with it is something that I would want to spend the money on, but it does seem to work in a limited capacity. You just have a little bit of issue when it comes to it always running reliably, but I would say that it does work, just not as good as advertised. So it would be up to you on whether you think this is a worthwhile product or not. But this was my experience. As I said, it seems to work well on the Glock. I don't know why it doesn't work on the 320 magazine. I don't have any Springfield Armory guns to try it out on. But all of these adapters are supposed to work with all those models. And as I said, all the models are here on the side. And I'll just give you a quick rundown of what that is. Let me close this box here. And it says SIG 320, the P224, P226, P228, P229, P250, the SP2022, the SP2340, the SP2009, the Glock 17, 17L, 18, Glock 19, 26, and 34. Yeah, that'd be sweet if we actually had a Glock 18 here. Then we have a Ruger SR9, SR9C, 9E, CZ, P10 Orange Follower, Smith & Wesson M&P9, and the Springfield XD and XD Mod 2. So that's what they claim. I was only able to get this thing to run with the Glock. So for me, personally, for an item that supposedly has a price here on it of $141.95, I might personally pass. Now, if this thing was like 50 bucks, it might be a nice little tool to have here on the workbench. It does look like you have holes in the bottom of the base where you can mount it to your workbench if that's something that you would want to do. But for me, at the price point, I would probably pass. As I said, it does seem to work in a limited capacity. And it is not that intuitive, but once you kind of figure it out, it definitely works. So there you go, my review of the MagPump by MagPump. So on my star rating, what would I give this product? Well, I'm only going to give it a 2.5 star out of 5 rating. It works in a limited capacity, as I said. It's a little bit on the expensive side, but maybe if you spend a little time with it, practice with it, figure out what it likes, what it doesn't like, and kind of get into a rhythm, it might be an efficient way of loading a lot of magazines really fast. So there you go, my review of the MagPump by MagPump. So let me know, do you guys own one of these? I would love to know your experiences and see if they differ than mine. All right, so let me know if you have any questions in the comment section below. And as always, thanks for watching. I do see there is a loose round in here, so maybe